Okay, folks, buckle up. Today on the Mysteria archive, we're taking a trip to the dark side of the moon and taking a look at what might be lurking there. Get ready for a wild ride. For thousands of years, we've looked up at the moon, yet only half of it ever looks back. The other side? Forever hidden, until we sent cameras behind the curtain. What came back wasn't just craters. There were shadows, lines, structures that didn't make sense. Images redacted, files gone. Some say it's nothing. Others believe it's the smoking gun, an outpost, a base, something built. And if that's true, who built it? NASA is silent. The evidence is scattered, but today we're connecting the dots. Because maybe we were never alone up there at all. Alright, that opening moment sets the tone. Big moon, bigger questions. I mean, the hidden side of the moon has secret meeting location written all over it, right? But let's be clear, I'm not starting this video with tinfoil science. This is curiosity dripping with intrigue. Now, we're not saying there's definitely alien tech or spy bases, but when you combine ancient myths, Cold War silence, and NASA's radio quiet side, you can't help but lean in and wonder, what if there's more than lunar dust hiding up there? The moon that won't turn. Let's begin with the basics, but with a twist. The moon is tidally locked. It spins once, in the same time it takes to orbit Earth, meaning we only ever stare at one familiar face. The dark side. That stubborn backside stays hidden. You'd think it's just another hemisphere, but geologically it's a whole different beast. It has a thicker crust, barely any Mysteria, those flat dark seas, and more rugged highlands. Two moons stitched awkwardly together? And just to clear something up, the dark side of the moon isn't actually dark. That's just a nickname. In reality, both sides get the same amount of sunlight. The dark side experiences day and night just like the near side. It's just that we never see it from Earth because of the moon's synchronous rotation. So when people say dark side, they really just mean hidden from us. But hey, dark does sound way more mysterious, doesn't it? But from now on, we'll be calling it the far side. Now, here's where the fringe theories peek in. Some ancient civilizations, think Sumerians or Babylonians, apparently described the moon as two-faced, even though they could never see the far side. Was this poetic myth or hidden knowledge echoing across millennia? Clay tablets reference dual moon spots, appearing differently through the lunar month. Could it be myth or memory of something someone once saw? Then there are the weird odd-world telescope logs. 18th century astronomers recorded fleeting silver flashes and glints coming from the moon's far side. Some dismiss them as cosmic ricochets or meteor glints, but esoteric researchers propose something more. Could those flashes have been ancient tech? Or were they just celestial flukes? Add to that the idea that for centuries we had a giant unknown orbiting companion right next to us, and you have the perfect recipe for legend, suspicion, and generational yaw on unanswered questions. So yes, science gives us tidal locking and geology, but folklore and faint historical logs add a layer of wonder. Okay, time for moon myth meets moon fact. Sure, tidal locking is real, and yes, the far side looks geologically different. That's not speculation, that's science. But then you have these clutching at straw stories, ancient tablets describing two-faced moons and long-lost telescopes scribbling about unexplained flashes up there. I'm not saying the Babylonians were NASA insiders, but when folklore lines up with scientific oddity, you can't help but pause. And maybe those myths were poetic, or maybe, just maybe, someone noticed something odd and left breadcrumbs. Whatever it was, it shows we've been curious for centuries, not because we obsess over conspiracy, but because the far side literally kept its back turned. First peaks and first whispers. When the Soviet Union launched Luna 3 in 1959, humanity got its first blurry glimpse of the moon's hidden face. And let's just say, it didn't exactly calm the conspiracy crowd. The photos were grainy, shadowy, and missing large chunks. Craters stacked like scars, terrain unlike anything we'd seen on the near side. The whole place looked off, uneven, even alien. But here's where the whispers begin. Several frames from Luna 3's data were never made public. Soviet officials claimed technical failure, but decades later, declassified records revealed that some frames were withheld for further analysis. That's the kind of phrase that makes forums explode. A few declassified internal notes mentioned odd beam-shaped shadows in early photo passes, some running parallel to each other like structures. And when those frames reappeared later, they were gone, replaced or edited, no official comment. And let's not forget, the Lunar 3 mission happened at the height of the Cold War. Space was a chessboard and the moon, prime territory. So, when parts of the mission's data were redacted, people didn't just raise eyebrows, they grabbed their binoculars and started scanning for secrets. It didn't help that the Soviet scientists described the far side as having a puzzling ruggedness. No Mysteria, just highlands. Some Fringe theorists said the terrain looked almost unnaturally eroded, like something had once been there and had since been removed, smoothed, or maybe buried. These early peaks weren't just about data. They were the first fuel to a fire that still burns in the conspiracy world. Because when you take a place that's always been hidden, point a camera at it, then redact half the footage, you're not just exploring anymore, you're leaving breadcrumbs. So, let me get this straight. First, we can't see the moon's back, and then, when we do, the pictures look like pixelated horror movies, and they withhold the weird ones. That's not suspicious at all. Look, I'm not saying the Soviets found alien graffiti and covered it up, but if you ever wanted to start a mystery moon club, Lunar 3's missing photos would be Exhibit A. And these technical issues, that's Cold War code for we found something weird and we don't know what to do with it. Or, it was just a glitch. Either way, it's exactly the kind of stuff that makes people lean in and say, wait, what else are they not telling us? Secret missions or science gaps? As America ramped up its Apollo missions, something strange happened. A whole generation of lunar stories emerged, and not all of them made it into the official NASA transcripts. We all know that Apollo 11 landed on the near side. At least, that's what we're led to believe. But what about Apollo 20? That mission never happened, at least according to NASA. But internet folklore tells a different story. In the mid-2000s, a series of grainy videos appeared online, supposedly leaked by a man named William Rutledge. He claimed he was part of a secret joint US-Soviet mission to the moon's far side. The target? A massive alien craft embedded in the surface. The footage was low quality and the claims outrageous. NASA called it a hoax. But the videos didn't disappear. They spread. And for many, they sparked the idea that perhaps not all moon missions were public knowledge. Add to this the real history of Project Horizon, a declassified US Army plan from the late 1950s to build a permanent military base on the moon. It never got off the ground, or did it? Some anonymous whistleblowers allege parts of the project were tested on the far side. According to the declassified documents, Project Horizon aimed to establish a 12-soldier outpost by 1966, complete with nuclear capability and long-range surveillance tools. The project was scrapped publicly, but some theorists argue that elements of its blueprint may have been quietly passed on to black-budget programs. One peculiar detail? A technical annex of the plan described using the moon's far side as a natural shield against Earth-based observation, ideal for covert ops. Combine that with unexplained spikes in lunar satellite activity in the 70s, and you've got just enough breadcrumbs to keep the whispers alive. Did Project Horizon ever truly end, or did it simply slip into the shadows? And then there's the so-called Apollo X rumor, and we do mean Apollo X, not 10. It refers to one of the cancelled Apollo 18, 19 or 20 missions, never officially acknowledged, never mentioned in mission records. But a few retired aerospace engineers have whispered about a mission that was prepped, launched and then mysteriously cancelled mid-flight. Scrubbed without explanation, the files allegedly lost. Now, some Fringe researchers claim to have tracked anomalies in telemetry data from NASA's archives. Brief entries showing a spacecraft leaving Earth orbit that doesn't match any known mission timelines. Now, these unexplained blips, often dismissed as logging errors, are cited as potential traces of the so-called Apollo X. Even more curious, internal memos from the same time period reference a classified objectives review just days before the alleged mission date. No further details were ever released. It's led to speculation that Apollo X wasn't scrubbed because of mechanical failure, but because of what it may have seen, or worse, where it may have gone. Some even speculate that this mission launched in secret, headed to the lunar far side, and returned with telemetry anomalies. Even skeptics admit, in the shadowy overlap of Cold War politics, space competition and military ambition, some things may have launched that never landed in the history books. So maybe these were just rumors, or maybe they were deliberate gaps in the record, buried between budget lines and blacked out launch logs. Now, I'm not saying Apollo 20 happened, but I am saying that if you wanted to cover up a moon mission claiming it never existed is pretty convenient. I mean, it's almost too perfect. Grainy footage? A whistleblower with an exotic backstory? A mission to recover alien tech? If you made that movie, people would call it a cliche, and yet, here we are. Also, can we talk about Apollo X? That name just sounds like something they'd scrubbed from the records, like the moon's version of Fight Club. No proof, of course, but a lot of and sometimes that's all a good mystery needs to survive. And let's not forget Project Horizon, a Cold War plan to build a military moon base. This one's not even a theory, it's real, which makes you wonder, what else got quietly tested out there? Alien bases and AI mistakes. All right, let's talk about the elephant, or should we say saucer, in the room. The idea that the moon's far side hides alien structures has been around since those first blurry photos came in. But it wasn't until digital image enhancement tools and AI came into the mix that things really took off. Enter the infamous Paracelsus C crater, a large impact site on the far side. Independent researchers began enhancing satellite images of it and, according to some, spotted geometry, rectangular shadows, unnatural lines, even what looked like massive doors or symmetrical buildings. The internet lit up, Reddit threads exploded, YouTubers zoomed and enhanced until pixels turned into pyramids. But here's where things get strange. Some of those images, archived on NASA servers, were allegedly altered or removed not long after it going viral. And one analyst even published a side-by-side comparison showing before and after shots where faint grid-like formations had vanished. NASA, silent on the matter. Then there's William Rutledge, the man who claimed to be part of the non-existent Apollo 20 mission. He said they'd not only visited the far side, but they'd landed in a crater and found a massive alien spacecraft and the body of a humanoid being inside. Rutledge's video uploads in the mid-2000s showed supposed cockpit footage, lunar landscapes, and even the alien pilot. Hoax? Almost certainly. But decades later, the story persists, and believers aren't backing down. Skeptics argue these are just compression artifacts, lighting illusions, or pareidolia. AI enhancement often adds what isn't there, turning shadows into architecture. But believers ask, why are these mistakes always symmetrical, always mechanical looking? Are we just seeing patterns in noise? Or were we never meant to see the original data at all? That's the thing about the moon's far side. It invites imagination. Add AI image enhancement and you've got a recipe for rabbit holes. The Rutledge story? Total sci-fi? Probably. But the detail he went into, the specifics, he's either a genius-level hoaxer or someone really wanted a story to survive. And those vanishing images, it's probably nothing, but probably doesn't close conspiracy threads. It fuels them. Let's just say, when the moon plays hide and seek, it wins. Radio silence and why it matters. Here's a little-known fact that gets conspiracy theorists very excited. The far side of the moon is completely shielded from Earth's radio signals. It's the only natural place in the solar system where Earth can't hear you scream, or broadcast, or listen. Scientists say this makes it perfect for radio astronomy. Free from Earth's noise, telescopes placed there could peer deeper into the universe. But others say it also makes it the perfect hiding spot. During the Cold War, there are plenty of rumors, never confirmed, of covert experiments involving electromagnetic weapons. One name that keeps popping up is Project Moonshadow, a supposed program to test psychotronic technology in zones isolated from Earth-based surveillance. Where better to try mind-altering frequencies than where no one's listening? Some versions of the Project Moonshadow theory even suggest that lunar orbiters picked up anomalous signals originating from the far side. Signals pulsing in strange frequencies far outside the norm for natural phenomena. One declassified memo, even cited by theorists, though never fully verified, allegedly refers to a non-random EM source, detected briefly during a classified military pass over the moon. Could this have been a test gone awry, or proof of something already there? Whatever the origin, those who've chased the paper trail say every time they get close, files disappeared, names redacted, people stopped talking. Some declassified documents from that era hint at non-nuclear testbeds and long-range interference fields with ambiguous references to lunar relay sites. It's vague, frustratingly so, but it's enough to keep forums buzzing. There's also the theory that the far side became a hub, not just for spying into space, but for intercepting signals from it. SETI researchers have long dreamed of parking equipment there to scan the cosmos, but fringe thinkers say maybe something's already there, monitoring us. More recently, some UFO investigators speculate that the far side is ideal for deep black operations, constructing observation stations, storing sensitive hardware, or even staging. Not for war, but for surveillance. Some even believe those brief, unexplained signal dropouts during early moon missions weren't glitches, but edits, because something else got picked up. And then there's China's Qichao relay satellite, launched just to maintain contact with Chang'e 4 on the far side. Officially, it's for science, but to the suspicious, it's a digital tether to a very private backyard. Let me get this straight. The one place where Earth signals can't reach also happens to be where nobody knows what's going on. That's like saying, don't worry, it's just locked in a vault, but in a volcano. Look, the far side being radio silent is science, but science doesn't stop people from imagining Project Moonshadow is the moon's Area 51. And when you hear terms like lunar relay site in old documents, you don't think communications, you think something weird was happening. Maybe it's just good astronomy planning, or maybe we've been listening to the wrong side of the moon this whole time. Real anomalies, ringing, Mascons and lights. Now, let's shift from whispers to verified oddities, real lunar phenomena that defy easy explanation. First up, Mascons, mass concentrations beneath the lunar surface. Discovered when early lunar orbiters wobble oddly over certain regions, these dense pockets suck spacecraft off course. Scientists say they came from ancient lava-filled basins, but to conspiracy buffs, they hint at hidden machinery, buried structures, or even alien cores. Gravity behaving oddly? Perfect bait for intrigue. Then we have those eerie transient lunar phenomena, TLPs, temporary flashes, glows, or color anomalies observed sporadically by astronomers dating back centuries. Some think gas venting causes them, others propose meteorite strikes. But there are reports from the 1960s where observers saw mysterious red glows or brief flickers, sometimes in the far side region. Theories range from solar interaction to artificial lighting, not accepted in mainstream science, but far too vivid for deniers to ignore. And then the moon ringing like a bell moment. During Apollo missions, seismic sensors recorded a surprisingly long-lasting reverberation after impact tests. Some researchers call it evidence of hollowness, or at the very least, an unexpectedly dry, cavernous interior. Mainstream science attributes it to the moon's brittle crust and lack of liquid, but the sound of it ringing still gives skeptics pause. Harsh reality? The moon's overall density is lower than the Earth's, but still within rocky body expectations. However, Zulu legends handed down orally refer to a hollow shell-like moon. Whether cultural metaphor or ancient memory, it's enough to spark speculation. Add to that the weird science and you've got a recipe for mystery. These aren't myths or internet hoaxes. These are documented curiosities, plotted, observed, measured. And each one is a thread. Pull them together and suddenly the far side doesn't feel so silent or inert. It feels like it's waiting to be heard. So, hold up. A giant rock that wobbles our spacecraft, flashes that flicker out of nowhere, and a moon that rings like a bell. It's primed for a sci-fi thriller, but here's the thing, these are real mysteries. Scientists say that Mascons come from lava, TLPs from gas eruptions, seismic ringing from dry geology. All plausible, but nowhere else in our neighborhood behaves this weirdly. The moon might be boring unless you want it not to be. And that Zulu legend about a hollow moon, and whether folklore or cosmology, it shows just how long humans have sensed something's off. Who's going back and why? That brings us to now, a rapid resurgence in lunar interest, especially for the far side. China's Chang'e 4 made history in 2019 with the first soft landing on the far side, touching down in the vast South Pole Aitken Basin. Smart science, but to conspiracists, a bold statement, we're getting closer. And then there's the Qichao relay satellite, launched solely to maintain contact, NASA style. That wouldn't be necessary if there wasn't something important to hear from the silence. Meanwhile, NASA's Artemis program is gearing up for similar territory, with future missions aimed at the South Polar region and eventual far-side exploration. Enter private players, SpaceX, Astrobotic, Blue Origin, they're all lining up to build infrastructure, bases, telescopes, habitats, coming soon to a crater near you. But Fringe codes whisper a different narrative. Maybe we're going back not to discover, but to retrieve. Plenty of theorists suggest something was left behind. Alien tech, lost experiments, silent stations, waiting for us to return. Even some commercial lunar lander projects have suddenly gone dark. Funding crashed, timelines erased, telemetry lost. Official reason? Technical setbacks. But conspiracy corners say they got too close to something weird. Here's the question. Is the current rush about radio telescopes and water ice? Or is there hidden data? A secret pocket of anomalies? or a vault of cosmic leftovers prompting the global lunar push. We're standing at the edge of history, one side pushing science, the other whispering secrets. Science wants to light the darkness. Conspiracy wonders if someone's already lit the fire. So, Artemis and Chang'e 4 are stepping up again. Scientific, logical, packed with tech and telescopes. Great. But when private missions vanish overnight or a relay satellite goes up just for contact, my conspiracy ear perks up. I'm not saying aliens, but I am saying we should ask, what are we really racing to? Ice, telescopes, or something someone already found? That's the fun part of Fringe, folks. We follow the science, but we never ignore the whispers hiding in the shadows. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this one. And since today is the 4th of July, to all my American friends out there, have a happy Independence Day. Now, let me know in the description below what videos you'd like to see next. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. It's free, and it really helps out our small channel. Okay, friends, until next time, stay curious.